Good morning and welcome to your daily morning horoscope for Wednesday, May 28th, 2025. Aries. Some minor but annoying communications could interrupt your routine today. You won't appreciate those distractions. It's best to take care of whatever it is and then go back to your task. You might have to spend part of the day running errands. Traffic might have you frazzled, but spend the evening relaxing at home. You've worked hard and you deserve the rest. Taurus. Boredom and apathy could tempt you to run to the mall and spend a lot of money on luxuries. You might overindulge in food and drink. This can make you feel better temporarily, but in the end, you will have an empty wallet and a stomach ache. Treat yourself, but don't throw caution to the wind. This feeling will pass by tomorrow, and you don't want to regret your day. Gemini. A lot of activity could take place around home today. It could involve a number of visitors or it could simply be a lot of work that needs doing. Either way, you might feel a bit frazzled and the temptation to run away from it all might be irresistible. Relax. There's no need to stress out. Just do what needs to be done and enjoy the rest of your day. Cancer. News of unforeseen successes could come your way today, leaving you reeling and breathless. You might feel a bit dazed, like you don't know what to do with yourself. It might be a while to gather yourself. A lot of letters and phone calls may come your way. Some routine, some congratulatory. You could write or call a number of your friends. Some errands may be necessary. Leo, social events or group activities may prove draining today as a lot of people might want to take advantage of your talents. Your kind, accommodating nature might cause you to try to make everyone happy, but this isn't realistic. You might stress yourself to the point of not caring what gets done. Be discriminating about what you commit to doing. Virgo, excess is the word for today. You might feel overly optimistic and enthusiastic about everything, and you could throw yourself into it all a bit too eagerly. You could take on more than you can bite. There is a danger of tiring yourself out physically. You could also go the other way and become very lazy, not wanting to do much of anything. Remember, moderation is the best approach. Libra. Today you might feel a little depressed and apathetic, like you don't care what happens right now. You might try to get your mind off these feelings by spending money. This works, Libra, but don't spend any more than you have to. These feelings really have more to do with the past than the present. If old pain wells up, let it go. Tomorrow, all will seem a bit better. Scorpio, today you might be with friends who want to go out on the town and spend money. Shopping, eating in fancy restaurants, or going to dance clubs could be in their plans. This is fine, as long as you don't get caught up in the excess. Find a happy medium between spending too much and acting like a party pooper. Sagittarius, pressure and worries involving home and family could get in the way of your concentration. There may have been a quarrel with a household member that weighs on your mind. The best way to deal with this is to give yourself and everyone else time to cool down. Later on, you're likely to find that it has all blown over. Capricorn, organizing your office and paying bills are likely to be on your agenda today. You could feel overwhelmed by the task and you might be tempted to put them off. It's better to take it slowly until you get everything done. You don't have to do them all at once. This should lessen the stress, so spend a quiet evening at home. Aquarius, excessive food and drink could have you feeling rather sluggish and indifferent to everything. This can get in the way of your usual kindness and affection, but it shouldn't. Get some rest, take a stomach remedy, and get back to your old self. You might also be tempted to overspend at some point, so please think about it first. Pisces, today a number of chores around the home could have you feeling overwhelmed. Family members might abandon you, leaving you disgruntled. Do the most pressing and leave the rest for when you're home. There might be a difference of opinion between you and your mate. Try to see both sides of the issue and circumvent any serious disagreements. This has been your daily morning horoscope for Wednesday 28th May 2025. Do have yourself a great day.
Well, hello there. Good morning. It's Wednesday. It's the middle of the week. Hump day. That's what they call it, don't? Well, let's see what our news department is working with. We'll be back.
Good morning. Time now for the news. With me, Timothy Polion. We commence the broadcast with news that a group of frustrated truckers have staged a protest highlighting ongoing space constraints at the Castries port. The demonstration on Tuesday, which involved slow-moving trucks and the blocking of the roads, was in response to what they describe as a persistent and unresolved issue.
The business people had to play a part because I keep saying that all the time. They're not playing their part because every business people here merchandise, all their goods coming in containers, everything in St. Lucia. As a matter of fact, we could say we are the ones running St. Lucia, because without the containers, nothing can go. And these business people, they're not making an effort, they're not putting pressure on Slasper. All the time is we the truckers that having the tail. We are the ones getting the pressure all the time.
In other news, Tourism and Investment Minister Dr. Ernest Deland is pushing back hard against some recent claims from the opposition about a citizenship by investment program and U.S. visa restrictions, saying they're more political than factual.
I don't know that there is any such statement being made by the U.S. We work very well with the U.S. when it comes to the CIP and how, they're one of our major stakeholders, and we work really, really well with them in terms of any improvements they want to see. And they support us tremendously in our due diligence processes. So we are grateful for the effort they put in making sure that our program is robust.
Dr. Healy also reminded the media that countries like the US, the UK and Vietnam are either bringing back or introducing similar investment visa programs, showing this model is working globally. He made these points during this week's pre-cabinet briefing. St. Lucia's tourism industry is getting some well-deserved praise across the region for its forward-thinking approach. This comes after the island made a big impression at the recent Caribbean travel marketplace.
I'm sure that you would have known that we recently passed the TDA, the Tourism Development Act, and that is really something that a number of the countries in the region are very curious about. They did have a lot of questions for me on that. They want to, to find out how it works, how it works with the incentives as well as investments in tourism.
Local service providers caught the attention of international clients, and there's optimism that changing trends in the U.S. and Canadian markets could bring even more visitors soon. More than 100 professionals from different fields have just kicked off a 5-week training on sustainable finance, thanks to the Global Green Growth Institute's new program.
This is one of several courses that we will do over the next 24 months. This one is a foundational course where we're going to introduce to persons what is sustainable finance, and that includes looking at things about the environment, about our social systems, and also governance systems of institutions.
Held at the National Skills Development Center, this course is a big step toward boosting St. Lucia's climate resilience and promoting smart, ethical investments through education and skills development. And that's the news. Thank you so much for listening and watching. On behalf of the entire news team, I'm Timothy Polion, wishing you a productive and enjoyable Wednesday. Join us at noon for our next news major, the Lunchtime Report. Good morning.
Right, I'm paying attention to I'm seeing the sea, and it looks a little choppy. Anyways, we'll take a break. We'll be back. Our good friend Vernessa, Henry Long, is at it again. But then again, it's not really at it again, This was a baby of hers from way back when. I remember I went to the first masterclass where she was teaching to do makeup. You understand? And of course, so much has happened for her over the years that that little side of her actually kind of gets a little sidelined. So she's revamping and she's coming right back with another lovely makeup scenario. Let's hear what is going to be this time. The hats changes in a jiffy. Certainly.
We like magic wand coming in.
Ding! A lot is happening with this young lady, and she is a busy, active woman. And by now you would have known that. If you're anywhere close in St. Lucia, Vernessa wears many hats. This
You
time
too.
around, I do, but
I find you under best.
but this time we're taking it to one of your first and founding passion
Yes.
back to lovely makeup.
Back to lovely makeup.
Lovely artistry.
Yes, and
Right.
we're doing makeup. So, I mean, most persons as of late would have known me for image consulting, a little bit of personal branding, and of course, etiquette. You see me with my little etiquette and elegance videos I would showcase online. But we're taking it back to the original when I came out as Lovely Makeup, and we're going to be doing a makeup class. I know a lot of ladies, and even some men too. Mind you, some men, I'd say men because there are some guys who are interested in, learning makeup and applying makeup for, their business. But we're going to stick it beginner friendly. So this makeup class is a makeup and elegance masterclass. Elevate your elegance. This is what it's called.
Wow.
So you're coming in to an environment, the Harbour Club Hotel.
Oh, our place.
Our place, yes. On Sunday, we're doing it on a Sunday because a lot of people, I know on Saturday you're busy, all throughout the week you're busy.
Right.
So Sunday, 29 June, I know it's a little bit far, but we're giving you a teaser, save the dates.
Right.
Sunday, 29 June, and it's happening at the Harbour Club Hotel. It's 250 EC. Now, what you would get for that, of course, you would get the teachings of how to apply basic makeup application for the everyday woman or everyday individual who wants to learn how to apply makeup to look the bomb.
Right.
Keeping it in simple terms, to look great, to look fab, to look elegant. What I find is that a lot of persons would know how to do, the basic things, but they don't understand maybe how to do their brows, the way their brows are supposed to be shaped, or even how to get the right color match for their skin tone. And that's important. When you take out your photos, when you go to your events, when you go to your parties, and even when you have your things to do, you may not always get a makeup artist available. So guess what? You have to be able to save yourself. And you have to be able to know how to do the simple things. Your eyebrows, your eyes, your lipstick, if you're into contour, highlights, the little things. So guess what? This is what I will be teaching at the makeup class. Elevate your elegance makeup masterclass.
Is it an all-day affair?
No, it's not an all-day affair because, again, I don't want to take all your Sunday. So the morning, if you want, you can go to church, you can have your little eats and whatnot, your breakfast, and then you come down to Harbour Club from 2:30 to 6:30. So it's at 2:30 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. and it's going to be an ambience of elegance. Again, we're doing elegance and makeup. So you can well imagine some of the things that's going to go down in there. When you leave that room, you will feel, you'll feel your best self. You will feel your most feminine and most polished self. And of course, we have the little photography that will go after. Because after you take your photos, your makeup done and all of that, you want to have your little photos for the gram.
Absolutely. You must have that.
So this is one of the things that I feel like the demand has been there. Persons have been asking me, when are you going to do a makeup class? And St. Lucia, I'm doing it for you, so don't disappoint your girl. Tickets are out now, so feel free to reach out to me.
Right.
Lovely Makeup is my handle on Instagram and Facebook. Lovely with a 3, LOV, 3LY, makeup, or Vernessa Henry Long. Feel free to reach out to me, and get your tickets.
All right. You have enough time to prepare for this now. So what are you waiting for? It's time to sign up. I look forward to seeing it. I was at the first ever one.
Yes,
that was a long time
yes.
ago. And a lot has happened since. So I am looking forward to freshening up my skills and sharpening up my skills. So I'm certainly looking forward to coming out to this one. Vanessa,
Certainly.
we're looking forward to it.
Thank you.
Wonderful. It may not seem that way to you, but there's a lot of people who put themselves on the line, making a difference, pouring into others. And when persons have gone out on their limb and started the ball rolling, the least we can do is see how it is that we can help to assist them, in realizing the dreams, especially when it comes to pouring back into the community, pouring back into our young people. Well, the Safe Spaces Consultancy Services is doing just that. And they've got another one of their annual projects that is coming on again, and you can assist, you can help. There's got to be a way. Let's listen to the ladies and let's see how it is that we can help. Can you believe it's 1 year already? Last year, we engaged and we had this lady right here who is the founder of Safe Space Consultancy Services, Natasha Pascal. This time we have a new member, so the thing growing. It gives us hope that things are growing. But we're here again, Tash and Sierra, to talk about the summit. The summit is on again, the Girls Summit. Now, this is really beginning to be what do you say? It's something that I look forward to.
Yeah.
Because of what it creates, what it means for the young ladies involved. And it is my understanding, listen, we jump numbers. So
Yeah.
we know we're doing something
doubling.
good. We double up the numbers this year. Natasha, let's talk about it again. Briefly, just tell them about the summit, and then we're going to get down into what we have planned for this year.
Okay, so this year, this is the third year that we're going to be hosting a Teen Girls Summit. This year is going to be held on July 26, 2025 at NSDC at BZ. This year, as we already said, we're doubling. Last year we did 20. To this year we're doing 20. We're doing 50. We're aiming for 50 girls this year from all across St. Lucia, as we already had before. So it's going to be bigger and better.
Wonderful. Now, big sister and PRO. Now let's talk to you. You're a big sister. You volunteered your time and you're there working alongside these ladies as part of the Big Sister program, which is a spin-off from the summit some time ago. Now I want you now to talk to corporate St. Lucia, because these things are not easy. You're there. You give what you could. Other people could do the same. But in terms of ensuring that the summit and these things come along, we definitely would need support. Let's talk about, some of the support that we'll need and why it's important for persons supporting you actively working with this young lady, seeing the difference it's making.
Yes, definitely. So we have girls from all walks of life in St. Lucia that need us. And we want you guys to know that every little helps. You don't have to give millions. We do want millions, but you don't have to really give them millions, but every little help. And if everybody in St. Lucia makes a commitment to just do one thing for our summit, we're on the winning end. Whatever you can give, contact Natasha. We'll have the information on the screen. Every little helps. We need your support. The girls need your support. We cannot do it without you.
Right. Now, Tash, let's talk about what we have planned for this year for the summit. Some of the things that the young ladies get to engage in the enhancement of them as future leaders, future societal contributors.
Right. So we're going on based on the foundation of spiritual, physical and emotional well-being. So we would have different speakers from these walks and different professionals who would be coming in to speak to the young ladies and actively give them that awareness that they need in these capacities. In the afternoon now, we have a spin-off where we engage them physically and with a bit more fun, that they keep their hands and their minds engaged and they keep some level of communication between the sisterhood and the network. So it's going to be a full day of activities and fun and awareness, getting to know girls out of their comfort zones from different walks of life coming in. It's just going to be a fun day.
Wonderful. Now we it's early, and there's method to that. There's madness as well, because if we're looking for support for something that's coming off in July, well, we can't even say it's early. The earlier is better for us to plan. So where can persons reach you guys if they would like to make contribution in whatever way?
Okay, so you can contact me at 722-4460 or natasha.pascal@safespaceconsultancy.co. We're also on Facebook and on Instagram as well. You can reach out if there's any way you want to support, or you just call. Let's have a conversation to see what way you can contribute, and we will just have you down to do something wonderful for the girls.
Wonderful. And now, Big Sister, I'm going to let you do the final word.
Remember, guys, I said every little helps, and the girls need you, we need you. So do the right thing and try to sponsor us before Carnival. So don't spend all that money on Carnival,
That's
okay?
the point I wanted. Yes. You see, I understood why I come over here. Ladies, thank you so much for your time. I'm a part-time Big Sister as well. I step in every once in a while. And you could do the same, listen, it does not take too much out of you to lend a hand into ensuring that our young ladies, get some sort of a upliftment. Yeah. It is our job to do that. Come on. We can't stand on the sideline. Yes. We can't stand on the sideline every time and complain. Yeah. What are you doing to make a difference?
That's it.
Welcome to your Holistic Path to Wellness with Dr. Tanya Bobran. Hi, I'm Dr. Tanya Bobran. and today we're going to talk about the power of sleep, your nightly prescription for deep and lasting healing. Sleep is often something we take for granted until it's gone. And we're not talking about just any sleep, we're talking about deep restorative sleep, the kind that heals the body, balances our hormones, and restores our joy. Sleep is our body's reset button. During deep sleep, our brain detoxifies, our gut heals, our blood sugar stabilizes, our immune system gets stronger, and our nervous systems calm down. If you're constantly tired and wired or moody or even gaining weight or feeling foggy, sleep may be the missing piece in the puzzle. But here's the good news. Sleep can be trained. Just like we train for fitness, we can train for deep restorative nightly sleep. Let me walk you through 3 key pillars of my More Joy method as they relate to sleep. For body joy, how can we prepare our body for sleep? Let's start by supporting our sleep hormones, especially melatonin and cortisol. And we can do that by a few things. Avoid caffeine after 2 p.m., eat your last meal at least 2 to 3 hours before bed. Limit screen time at least an hour before bed. The blue light from the screen blocks the secretion of melatonin. And dim the light so that our bodies know it's dark and it's time for sleep. And if you happen to wake up at around 2 or 3 a.m., that may well be due to a blood sugar crash or something else going on. Before you go to bed at night, you can try a small protein-rich snack like almond or peanut butter, some pumpkin seeds, or an apple with some nut butter. You know, we can't sleep if our minds are racing. And here's a bedtime routine that can help with this. Write down 3 things you're grateful for. This shifts our nervous system into feeling safe. You can always use a calming tea like chamomile, lemon balm, or passion flower. And we can use breath work, where you inhale for 4, hold that inhale for 4, and exhale for 6 or 8. And when you wake up on a morning, don't reach first for the phone. Instead, open your eyes slowly, take a deep breath, and say something like, I am safe. I am grateful for waking up. I am calm. I'm going to have a good day. Our bedrooms should feel like sanctuaries, not our second offices. And here's how you can turn your space into a soul-nurturing sleep haven. Make it cool, dark, and as quiet as possible. Remove as many devices from your room, or at least put them in airplane mode. Consider getting soft healing frequencies like white noise or even sound bath recordings that you can play to help you fall asleep. I often tell my patients sleep is not a luxury. It's a biological necessity and a spiritual invitation to reconnect with ourselves. So let's set consistent bedtimes and wake times, even on weekends. Your body loves rhythm. When you honor that rhythm, it honors you back with better energy, clearer focus, balanced hormones, and of course, more joy. Remember, sleep is medicine. Sleep is sacred. Sleep is your right. And with just these few small changes, you can reclaim your sleep night by night. Let's heal together, one restful night at a time.
I wonder if Mr. Busquet will give me one of that. You know, you can put that in water and drink it, right? The cactus, that one in particular. This the one? I think cochineal. We call that one cochineal. Yeah, you could cut it, put it in. Listen, I'm going to talk to Mr. Busquet after that. You understand? But let me finish what I started right here. Go on out and have an awesome Wednesday today, guys. It's a beautiful day here in the Helen of the West. We're getting closer and closer to the official hurricane season, but we have already started to see some activities out there. So remember to stay vigilant, stay informed to the right sources. That is very vital. And let's move on to have a wonderful Wednesday, and let's do it again tomorrow. We'll be back here again, God's willing, for another TBS this morning.